All right, so we didn't get to cover this story, but we definitely wanted to go back and make an extra little segment to cover this. I haven't heard it yet, so Tibbz, what's the car story?
Tibbs,
So
give it to us.
okay, um, so before B-sides, right? I was super pumped. And as it's been pretty cold over in Michigan.
Just a
Um,
little.
just a little chilly,
Only
right?
only 10 degrees.
Only 10 degrees. It's like Canadian summer, right? Like not too bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, woke up, pumped to go to B-sides. Me and my wife left about the same time, pretty early in the morning. And she leaves the house, right? And I go out to my car. And it had snowed a little bit beforehand, right? So there's a little bit of ice under my car, not too big deal, right? I get in the car, start it up, let it warm up for a minute. And I try to, leave, in front of my house, just had parked in the street. And my tires just start spinning, and I'm like, well, that's freaking weird. And it's like, okay, I'm clearly stuck. So I'm like, all right, well, I can probably get out of this. It's not, there's no snow. Like it's not like we had just gotten a bunch of snow. It's all ice. But it had melted in such a way that it like melted around my tires, and my
What?
car just kind of sank into the ice and turned it into this like ice
Sinkhole.
tray thing. Yeah, like it was just locked. Like I mean, the wheels weren't locked, but it was whenever I tried to go forward, it just spun right in the ice.
Oh, so it's like
And so I
stuck
couldn't get it
like
out.
wells.
Yeah, I couldn't get it out. Like I'm shaking my car. I'm looking like a maniac at 7:30 in the morning trying to get out of my freaking parking spot on my sidewalk, or on the side of the road there. And so I'm like, okay, big brain idea. Here we go. I'm gonna get out of the car. I'm gonna put it in drive, and then I'm gonna push it over, and then I'm gonna jump back in the car like real quick because I'm super fast.
Big brain, big brain, big brain.
Big brain idea. This is gonna go great. What could go wrong? Hold my beer.
Huh.
That's right.
7:30 in the morning. Like I said, neighbors, get loading their kids up to go to school. Everybody's coming out of their houses, starting to bustle, right? And so and mind you, it's like trash day, right? So all the trash cans are out in the street, ready to be picked up. So I get in the car, I put it in drive and I hop out, and it doesn't move anywhere. I'm like, okay, cool, all right. So it's still, it doesn't have quite enough movement to get. So I'm kind of pushing it, still not going anywhere. So I kind of start bumping it a little bit and kind of rocking it back and forth. And then boom, it gets over the hill, right? It gets over the bump. And then I start racing after it because it goes way faster than I thought. It starts barreling into sort of like an angle. So it's not just going straight into where my neighbor's car was and now his like bags, like 100-something bags of leaves and trash cans are. It starts barreling towards this. So I'm trying to run and jump in the car. And I don't have my car doesn't have like a sweet handbrake on it that I can just like pull the lever like a sweet, do a sweet drift or something.
Yeah,
Like
so you couldn't be like Fast and Furious.
no, I couldn't Fast and Furious this thing. I had to stomp on the pedal, like it's like a pedal e-brake.
Okay.
And so I get in the car and finally like stomp on the brake, and my heart's like racing. I ran into all this guy's trash cans.
As he's watching you, right?
Yeah, well, no, he had left, right? But like all the neighbors are like watching me, like, what in the hell? 'Cause I just moved into this house like 2 months ago, right? So they don't really know me, and now I'm like taking out my neighbor's trash cans. So yeah, finally get the car parked. Heart's racing out of my skull. Having a great time, and I'm like, okay, jeez. So I back the car up, get it back to kind of where it was, like in front of my driveway. And I was like, okay, well, I hope I don't know if I broke anything. I'm gonna just check out the car, right? So I get out of the car, it's in park. Or actually, sorry, before I even got out of the car, I hadn't put it in park, and so it almost started rolling again. And so then I put it in park because I was so shaken up. I just didn't learn apparently. Get out of my car, shut the door, and walk around. Everything looks fine. Well, my car's a little older, a little funky. It decided it was going to lock itself. So my car is locked now. It is running. It is in front of my driveway. It is 20-something degrees outside. And I have like a shred of a tank of gas, like of like a bit of gas. Like there's no gas left because I had like the light had came on when I was driving home last night. Like I was like, this is gonna. It started like sputtering, like as I was getting home, kind of thing. Like this
Big brain.
I was like, this is not gonna go well. And so luckily, I was able to call my wife, and she came back and let me into the house and stuff because we don't have a key outside or anything because we practice good security. But I was almost gonna have to like perform, an emergency pen test on my house, which probably would have just been breaking a window or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, no.
It was pretty silly because my car's running and I'm waiting there, and like this was the part where all my neighbors are coming out getting ready, and I'm just standing by my car going, I can't believe this is happening right now.
That is hilarious.
It was pretty ridiculous.
You know, that it kind of reminds me of hold on one sec. Let me see if I can pop it up. Oh, typing with one hand is difficult. Big brain moves.
Just use 2 hands, dang it.
It's called the Lachana.
The Lachana.
Lachana? Oh no, hold on.
That's different. Something else.
Hold on. Oh, no. Don't do that.
It's a village in India.
You're good with
my OSINT skills are getting better.
I can't remember what it's called. I think it's In My Feelings challenge. Yeah, In My Feelings challenge, where the people are outside. They put the car and drive, and they leave the door open, and they start dancing outside the car.
Yeah. I should have done that. That's what I really should have done. Just like plowed into the trash cans and just went with it.
You should have just played it off like it was totally planned.
Start like, yelling at my neighbors. It's fine. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. 2019.
Stay hip. Stay hip.
Green millennial coming through. It's fine.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it was a day. Luckily, we got there. We got to Bsides. It was a great time.
And you got there pretty early too. Not too bad.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't too late.
Arrived the same time I did. Saw you in the parking lot.
Yeah, man. We walked in. Yeah.
Well, Tibbz, thank you very much for sharing that story.
My pleasure.
That was honestly made my night.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yes.
No problem. Well,
on why you should always put your car in a non-icy place.
Yeah.
Well, it's so hard in Michigan, though.
It's really hard. It's everywhere.
Everywhere's icy. Yeah.
I mean, big brain moves. Big brain moves.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming and tuning into this little TED Talk.
Story.
That's
Perfect.
right. We'll catch you all later.
I'll see you next time, guys.